Now, huge news this. Labour is about to let a load of killers and rapists out of prison early. Around 7,000 prisoners are set for early release. Criminals jailed for a total of 15 years for offences such as manslaughter or rape could now be freed after 7.5 years rather than 10 years under the current system, provided that they are, of course, assessed to have behaved well and not committed any serious rule breaches whilst in prison. Criminals convicted of burglary, theft, assault and repeated shoplifting will also be freed as little as a third of the way through their sentences, rather than the current 40%, again, provided that they've not breached any rules behind bars. Now, it's understood that the first 700 offenders to be released during this latest scheme will be freed in September, followed by similar numbers for each of the next 9 months. I mean, look, it worked so well last time, didn't it? Look at this lot celebrate one of their friends being let out of prison early. Yeah, I mean, you can almost smell the cannabis through the screen there as well, can't you? But, do you remember when this happened? Yeah, I mean, crime obviously did pay him quite well, didn't it, really? Out of prison, straight in a nice car. Was it a Bentley or a Roller? That I think it was a Rolls Royce, was it? Oh, yeah, anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Also, we're letting people out early, obviously, as we know, but it seems that people are just escaping too.
Earlier when we were reporting, we saw a man appear on top of this fence, which you can see in the distance, which is topped with barbed wire. He jumped down to where a black vehicle was waiting for him with the car door open. He hops in the vehicle and the vehicle left at speed. Now, the police are now investigating and the prison have told us that a roll call will now need to take place to try and determine exactly which prisoner it is that's managed to escape from HMP Kirkham.
The last time I checked, which admittedly was a couple of months ago, they still haven't got him. They still haven't got him. So we had a camera crew out there, we were covering the early release scheme, and a bloke just hopped the fence. It's mad. Of course, there have been times that they've let people out by mistake, so, you know, they've not escaped, they've just released the wrong person. And David Lammy, naturally, has had no idea about it.
Can he reassure the House that since Kabatu was released, no other asylum-seeking offender has been accidentally let out of prison?
Of course I apologise, and I'm sorry.
I'm going to ask him the question again. Can he reassure the House that since Kabatu was released, no other asylum-seeking offender has been accidentally let out of prison? It's a very specific question for him to answer.
I put in place the toughest checks we've ever had in the prison system.
Can he reassure the House that since Kabatu was released, no other asylum-seeking offender has been accidentally let out of prison?
I know I'm the Justice Secretary, that's why I'm at the dispatch box, also as Deputy Prime Minister.
It's the fact that he lost it, isn't it? It's just like, yeah, anyway. That did refer to this guy who was an Algerian sex offender released by mistake. And who could forget the Ethiopian child sex offender Hadush Kabatu, who was just found wandering around the streets of Chelmsford before going on a walking tour of London, finding a natty little avocado tote bag and visiting a library before eventually being caught in a park. Apparently, he even tried to hand himself into police officers who refused to let him return to prison. I mean, come on. Then we paid him to go back to Ethiopia. Remarkable story. Of course, there was this guy as well. I mean, not the nicest looking chap in the world, to be fair. He was in prison for assaulting his ex-partner. He was released under the early release scheme last time, and he was arrested 24 hours later for immediately targeting her again. Look, we need prison space. Yes, no one can deny that we need prison space. But apparently 12% of prisoners are foreign nationals, including this guy. The infamous Madapasa, yes, the Afghan small boat migrant who threatened to kill Nigel Farage and marry his sister. He's currently in prison. I don't even know if Nigel has a sister, to be fair, but couldn't we just free up some space by deporting those people? It is another example, I think anyway, of Labour playing roulette with our lives.